Hello, today is the anniversary of the occasion in 1952 when Charlie Chaplin, on his way over to England from the States, was informed that he would not be allowed back into America. This was because he was suspected of being a communist, and he was barred from returning to the States because McCarthy had started this witch hunt against anybody who seemed to have remotely communist sympathies, and built up this fear about what would happen to America if communism took over. Charlie Chaplin said that he was no communist. He said all he wanted for humanity was that each person should have a roof over their heads. But he was accused of this, and so were many others caught up in this witch hunt and this building up of a fear by McCarthy, which had a considerable influence on American politics at the time. It's also the anniversary of the birth in 1911 of William Golding, who you'll recall wrote Lord of the Flies. And in this book you've got a group of boys on an island. They're stranded there after an air crash, so they have to learn to live together. But one of the features of their experience on this island is the rumour that goes round that there's a beast, that there's this animal that no one quite knows what it is, but this is a real threat to the boys, and the worry about this beast causes all sorts of damage and breakup of the community and hostility among the boys. It's fear, again, which is causing people to behave in particular ways. And this particular fear in the book is non-existent. There is no such beast. You only need to have the fear to cause people to behave in ways that are hostile to each other, because we get into a kind of self-defensive mode when we're fearful, and we want to do things which are hostile to others in order supposedly to defend ourselves. And I'm sure this is one of the reasons why populism is getting a grip on much of Europe, because the world does seem to be a less safe place than it used to be. Russia and China and America at loggerheads, the economic situation in many countries a bit unstable, and so fear is making people turn towards a kind of politics which in the end is not going to do them any good. But I thought today I might just have a thought about fear itself, because a lot of the things that we do individually, privately, domestically, are governed by fear of the future, fear of what might happen if blah blah blah. And I think that the important thing for us is to try and be as realistic as we can. If we're feeling afraid of something, if we're feeling fearful, to try and absolutely clearly analyse it and make sure that we're not exaggerating it and making much more of a deal of it than actually we should, because sometimes we do that and then we behave irrationally as a result. Fear is there are things to be frightened about, but let's be realistic about what they are, and then I think we're more likely to be able to take actions to deal with them. But if we allow them to get a grip on us, worries and anxieties and concerns which we've got out of proportion, then they can easily take over our lives and make us do things which are not rational, not sensible, and not good for us.